People, welcome to newspaper breakdown. It is the 18th today. Today's paper is The Eye, which is the Saudi and Russian-owned newspaper. There's a concern, isn't there, if you have a look at our media, at just how many fucking billionaire shit stains own our media. No wonder so many people in this country are thick as pig shit. Our main news stories, you've got Liz Truss yesterday in a BBC interview apologising, which is an empty fucking gesture if ever I've seen one, because not only does she not mean it, but she said, I'm so sorry, I was right, but I just went too fast in my correctness. Fucking horseshit. And she also told the BBC in the same interview that she will be leader for the next election, which is good news for anyone who doesn't want Tories in the next election. Although at this point you would hope that the only way that the Tories would be able to win the next election is if they killed everyone else, which they're seemingly attempting to. With regards to her going to be leader to the next election, now I've heard a lot of people say, quite rightly, who elected you? Who elected you to be Prime Minister? The answer, as we all know, is a tiny percent of bigots. I'm not saying everyone who votes for Tories are bigots, I'm saying everyone who is a member of the Tory party are. There's a big difference there. You've got people who are just normal Joes who want poor people to die. They're not necessarily Tory members. It's the same. Never trust anyone who is in a political party. I don't care if it is the fucking Green Party, if it is Labour, if it is fucking Tory. Never trust anyone who's a member of a party. They are weird. What else have we got? On the voting thing, not only does Liz Truss not have a does not have a mandate, she doesn't, because that requires her to actually win a vote. But because you have to look at it in different ways. With a vote, an election, the argument is that you vote for the MP. That's what you say. That's why you're able to change from Boris Johnson to Liz Truss. Because, oh no, you voted for the party, you voted for your MP, so it doesn't matter who's leading per se, because you voted for the manifesto. Now the problem is that every fucking party that I can remember, from me being alive, has never stuck to the manifesto, in any way, shape or form. It's been ridiculous. So we should have it at a point, if you don't stick to the manifesto that you said, and you can't argue as to the reason that you haven't done it, we get rid of you. But that's only my fucking dreams. Also said that, because Liz Truss yesterday went in hiding. She wasn't under a desk, as Mordaunt told us, which is, you have to be. If someone tells you that you're looking for someone, they're not under a desk. Why? Why are you saying that? Is she under a desk? Oh no, she's not. He's not hiding in a fridge. You know, it's madness. But Mordaunt and Hunt, who took over for Liz Truss yesterday, have supposedly been impressing the Tories after taking over from Truss, saying that Tories cannot be trusted with a fucking cupcake. Because Mordaunt and Hunt and all of these, for the past 12 years, the Tories have voted for everything that's happened. And I know the likes of fucking Rory Stewart go on and say, well, you can't judge an MP based on their voting record because they vote for the whip. I would argue that that's exactly how you fucking judge them, based on their voting record, because that's all you can judge them on. Because their voting record is what's important. How you improve the country, who are you for, who are you against. If you do not have the integrity as a human being to stand up for the poor, and you end up voting for benefit cuts. You go, well, actually, I didn't want to vote for it, but it was part of the Tory thing. We had to because of the whip. Then you're scum, and fuck you. Also got the police are investigating an assault on a Hong Kong pro-democracy protester after being dragged into the grounds of the Chinese consulate in Manchester, because it is important to remember that whilst we're trying to kill ourselves, there are other countries trying to kill everyone else as well. China, Russia, fucking the US. Oh, they're not as bomby as they were once. There was a thing, a lot of people are saying that they're invading Haiti, although seemingly missing out the fact that Canada are also sending weapons to Haiti, but they're all talking about the thing. I haven't done enough research on it to have an opinion though. So, back to Hunt. I should have said this earlier. Hunt's mini-budget U-turn, which is attempting to restore the UK credibility, which I would suggest isn't going to happen, because all he's doing is austerity, and that destroyed the country in the first place. And I will say until I'm blue in the fucking face, austerity is the worst thing. And if we're going to continue to do austerity 2.0, then it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. I'm starting to concern. I suppose I've always had the concern that the cabinet, we always pick the worst possible people. I mean, I don't think this is a radical thought to suggest that the secretaries of state should have experience in their particular field. So, education secretary, a headmaster or a teacher, health secretary, a doctor or a nurse, chancellor, someone who can count, or at least use a fucking calculator. We've got London rents have gone up to £553 a week on average. We need a rent cap. That's the only bit on that. It's a rent cap and hunt down all landlords and estate agents. There should not be estate agents. All of them should get cancer of the whole and fuck off. It's of course because there's an increased demand and a shortage of homes, because the idea of building homes is something that the government is fundamentally against. They will do anything to stop building homes. And the final bit of news, which is just fucking Christ. It has been claimed by the victim support charity that rape victims are having to choose between jailing their attacker and seeking therapy. Victims can be advised against pre-trial therapy by police and legal teams over fears of counselling notes will be used by the defence as evidence to diminish their credibility. Rape offences are last year were an all-time high in England and Wales, with 1.3% of cases resulting in a charge or summons. We are not doing anywhere near enough to stop this. It is almost like those in power don't give a flying fuck. And as we've seen before, the police can't stop their own fucking colleagues from going around raping and murdering. You think they're going to do even a tiny bollock about anything else? And of course the government has done an advert. You remember the advert where you got a man going to another man, hey, don't do that. And surprisingly, that wasn't solved. I can't believe everything hasn't solved. So my ideas: curfew on men. First one. Let women go out and jog at night. It's seemingly that's something that they really want to do. I don't know why you'd want to jog, but fuck it. So curfew on men. Men have to wear bells, so at least women can hear them fucking coming, like a cat, like a fucking animal. That's how it should be. Until we can fucking sort ourselves out. 1.3% of cases resulting in charge or summons. That is pathetic. Absolutely fucking pathetic. Now, with regards to the counselling notes, I will never say anything bad against a defence, because justice needs both sides, and so the defence are doing their jobs to give the best possible work for their charge. So there's nothing against them. I dislike this fucking going after defence for giving a good job to their counsel. 1.3%, something needs to fundamentally change on that. I hope your day goes in a direction that isn't just fucking like a dart into the ground. Bye.